Oh boy, I'm up against Flower. Yo, yo! I'm playing Vampire Counts again. Because yesterday, I think it was a bad showing. For people who want to play Vampire Counts. It was a terrible showing. I would personally like to play them properly. And that means Vargeists. A lot of Vampire Counts players seem to be leaning in towards them for their mobility. Cut the cavalry, use these guys, cycle charge, control the skies, and you're good to go. Flower QQ's playing High Elf, so rough. Well, that means that idea is out of the window. The problem with High Elves is that they're kind of good versus the Vargeists. But surely in another match we will get to see them. Unless there's some crazy shenanigans I can do. I don't think so though. Against High Elves, you know, obviously we're going to be shot a lot. He can kite me into his spawn zone and summon a bunch of anti-infantry and murder me. Why counts again? Yesterday was not a good showing. Excuse me. I think I want to be playing the faction at a level strong enough where you can win my tournaments with them. So that way I can get a whole playlist where someone can see how it's done, essentially. You know, get a good feel for the faction, see all the different play styles and the like. That's the goal. As a noob campaign only player, I like seeing your perspective. Also loved your Gobbo speedrun vid. The Goblin speedrun vid. Like the one, the Grom the Paunch one, where we're taking over Ulthuan. Because that one was a while ago. But if you're seeing that, that's hype. Hello, good morning. Alright, how am I gonna do this? High Elves are an absolute menace. The cavalry's fast. They can catch my dogs. Sheep of the night. Party it up. High Elves had some weaknesses before, but I think those are basically gone. Maybe I do still want Vargeist here, actually. It really depends on if they go for the right tools, yeah? So maybe I have a chance. But what if? What if I do this? I feel like I'm just gonna die to Oceanids. I feel like the odds that I get just completely massacred by Oceanids is actually quite high. But would going with that anyways. I feel like, you know what, this is a cool spell. Who am I likely to run into if they're playing High Elves? It could be Eltharion, it could be Alariel. Both are absolutely terrifying. Okay, alright. This is not bad. Yo, Manfred's actually not bad for the price. For essentially a mini Archaon. I guess he doesn't cause terror. But you can take Manfred for cheaper. And he has a pretty good spell loadout like Archaon. They're not terrible. Are they amazing? Probably not. But not terrible is a good start. But how do I avoid the Oceanids? If I am going to be running into a ton of Oceanids, Ethereal versus Ethereal, Hex Wraiths versus Oceanids, just both do insane damage to each other. I could try something crazy. I feel like my attempts to do crazy things, though, they typically do not work out. A lot of the times the standard Vampire Counts playstyle is good enough, but this is High Elves we're facing. I guess I need probably some shenanigans to come out on top, most likely. Manny is also not as good in melee as Archaon. His stats are as good, his armor piercing is the lacking part. But 70 melee attack, 50 melee defense is solid. 78 speed's a little slower though. you get a mini Archaeon, but for cheaper. So I don't know if that's like the end of the world. That still seems relatively serviceable, right? But yeah, with the addition of the Oceanids, going into a long grindy fight is essentially a death sentence. It's just over if I decide to do that, so gotta be a little careful. Let's see. Yeah, you know what? Maybe this is not bad. Do I really want to run these guys? You know what? Sure. Why not? Flower's definitely a proficient player. They may just tear my face off, but we must try. You ever put Manfred on his mount? Which mount? He has many mounts. All right. Zombie dragon? Probably not. Zombie dragon mount is quite expensive on Manfred, and it makes him a giant target, especially in definitely not against tempesting factions. And if you do put him on a dragon, there's a few other dragon lords that I feel like are better. I guess you do, you know, you can basically have a dragon lord with Buna though. That's pretty hype. That's not bad. But yeah, it's not terrible though. Like, I think for most games, the win and loss is not going to come from you taking Manny on a dragon. It's just I don't really see it a lot. How expensive is it? Manfred on a dragon? It's not a huge amount more, but vampire counts really need enough units on the ground. If they go too hard on the single entities, life can get bad quickly. Don't have a lot of time to watch on Twitch. Really enjoy my tournament videos. Awesome, man. You're happy to hear. I'm working on more videos, though right now it's campaign stuff. I haven't had a tournament video that I've wanted to do big editing on outside of the second channel. Those ones I usually have my editors work on them. But, you know, if something comes up, we can do it. Like the no DLC one was pretty hype. Maybe once I get this next video up, I can start working on another crazy challenge. Didn't we just do counts? Yeah, but I felt like it wasn't good enough. For the Tryharding series, I want to play the faction good enough where an aspiring faction main can learn the ways. I forgot to put them on horses. Well, that's a big misplay. It's okay, you don't need horses for the Vikings. Whatever. I'm going the ethereal build. Risky, as high elves have a lot of magic damage, but most of the time it's a little slow. It's a little slow. I got Buna, and if there's Oceanids, I'm just gonna avoid them. Much like your everyday high school bully. Running away from them at top speed is a nice way to prevent getting murdered. I don't know, man. I'm tired. Let's just see if we can do this. Undead Nurgle it is. Yo, honestly, the Nurgle tryharding went pretty well, right? Since we were copying some pretty nice builds there. Nurgle with Scab Scrath. Yo, if these, if Nurgle had Cairn rates, I wonder how they do. But alright, let's take a look. Are we gonna see a bunch of horse skirmishers? Those guys can be pretty popular. I bought a bunch of Vargeists. This is quite a mobile version of Undead. Should be interesting. It's a Teclis. Haha, that's not a lot of magic damage. He has a net, he has a regrowth, that's it. So that's pretty good for me, actually. If Teclis is gonna be, you know, kind of busy, trying to get nets out and such. Feel pretty confident. We're burning a couple arrows here to keep the crypt ghouls alive. Just gotta keep charging these. As long as Manfred is in combat, he gets magic, so it's pretty hype. A little bit of dodging. Goes a very long way, actually. And then we're just gonna play keep away. I have no intention of taking a super aggressive fight and losing my units for nothing. I'm just gonna use Manfred over here, get some work done. And the White Kings would happily start bullying these archers over here. Are those? Okay, those are Sisters of Avalorn. That makes things a little bit different. Just a smidge, just a smidge. I think the White Kings can still bully him though. Man, he's just poking away, getting some sick extra magic. And the White Kings can dodge too on the approach. It's a very nice part about them. The question is, can I get a strong enough push? Because those Sisters of Avalorn, they do magic damage. He's gonna dodge Scab Scrap. I think he'd be tempted to. Ooh, it's gonna be painful. Dodge, run. They're doing the best. White Kings gonna get on to the Teclis. But very important, my opponent has not summoned in units yet. They do. I can change a lot, actually. I could just... I think I'm gonna overwhelm these guys with summons in a bit, but I'll keep playing the skirmish kite game, because right now I'm not taking a lot of damage. The White Kings can definitely be a menace. Fireborn are summoned in, which is perfect for Manfred. We just took a little bit of deeps, but it's okay. And yeah, I think I can just play it safe. Play it safe, take it slow. Make it happen. Gonna see if I can catch these skirmishers too. They're a little exposed. And a catch on them would be kind of perfect. I just need to cut off their avenues of escape. We're just gonna land these guys over here right on top of their faces. And then I'm gonna charge these ones down. A catch here would be glorious. One of them is shattered. Or I mean terror routed. White Kings are doing White King things. Being exceptionally annoying. And that is the first big play of the day. Just a nasty, nasty skirmisher kill. Love it. Now, there's going to be a bit of a net by the looks of it. That is not a big issue. Because what are they going to do about that net? Not much, I don't think. As long as my Hex Wraiths stay alive, I'm happy. Okay, he's going to chuck out a bird. That's not too bad. Because the question is, can you survive the big push? Scab Scrat hits pretty hard. I'm gonna keep summoning the dogs. The dogs are the way. Manny in the meantime, gonna be getting on in. He's forced to retreat with the archers. And he'll find it difficult actually defending them all against all this business. A Buna over there will be perfect. And vampire counts are typically quite slow, but this build, very different. Their speed is much better. Though that might be a nasty charge. We'll see how it plays out. Thing is though, the archers are still exposed. They are still very exposed. And they're just getting completely run down. Those ones are dying to the dogs. I think we might be turning a bad matchup into one that is kind of working for us. It's not completely over yet. But these Sisters of Avalorn are having a hard time actually getting the damage in. Buna worked out pretty well. Gonna just check out a heal because I have a lot of extra magic. Though maybe I should have saved for that Buna. I kind of just need to keep the pressure up though. And as long as these archers are on the run, I am happy. We want to keep them running for their lives as much as humanly possible. Very nice. Pull these guys back. Sub in the ghosts over there. Very good. Valley trading is mine right now. That is very nice. Everqueen's Court Guard are dying. And you can see the Karen rates are really a menace, aren't they? They're actually just exceptional at chasing. Battle's still not over though. Where are my White Kings at? They gotta keep these guys running. Techless at least should take a lot of damage. I'm a little sad that I didn't get a better hit on the Fireborn, but that is okay. I will have a Buna for them very soon. And once they're dead, I think life becomes a lot easier because they are kind of core and central to my opponent's build here. I shouldn't have summoned that skeleton. Should have saved up for more Vargeist, but it's okay. Come on, kill him. Man, he's on the hunt too. Look at him. He's actually destroying Techless. And the White Kings. Let's just kill those archers. They're going to die to Crypt Ghouls anyways, though, but I think it's still very much worth. These guys are too beat up to really do anything, so I can just get my Vargeist in. Rear charge these silver helms. And there's a triple cap. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I can't believe it. He even had magic damage, which kind of should tell you guys that indeed magic attacks does not make for a counter. So here are my games versus Sipa, by the way. We had some fun games. GG. Crazy. This is a proper tryharding day, man. This is a real tryharding day. Karen rate spam for the win. White Kings were great and unkillable. That's probably the biggest weakness about this build. They didn't have a White King counter. Dragon Princes just got buned. And the Vargeists are sick. I think the Vargeists are the hidden... They're the hidden specialty. Yo, yo! Next opponent. Danican. They're playing Dark Elves, though. We're on the Dust Bowl. Nice. Last time I beat them with the Karen Wraith Rush. Sticking Raised Dead, not worth it here. It's nice, but because all my magic's going into Buna, I just don't have enough magic to do it. Why do White Kings have so much HP? 5,000 almost. Makes them quite tanky for a foot character. It is slightly tankier than other foot characters. Yeah, not another night spam. We mixed it up. Take two, going well. Danican will be here in a bit. I need to figure out a way to beat the Dark Elves. Will they go for a different strategy? A similar strategy? Danican on Dark Elves? Jump change. Totes. Not worried in the slightest. Now Danican likes their he likes his kite build, he likes his big fighty lord like Malekith. All that is very spooky, very annoying. I do have tools to deal with it, but Danican is still quite the beast. He's still quite a beast. You gotta be very wary. I believe a build like this, though, is just solid. What factions do you have left? Not many. I think it's like after Vampire counts. Do I still have Ogre Kingdoms? I know it's like a lot of the top factions. I did do a Wood Elf day. I think I almost have them all. It's like actually like 2-3 more factions. Let's see here. It was kind of funny. Maximillionaire said Karen rates were garbage for the longest time, but they figured out eventually a really cool tech placement for them. And now they're seeing quite a bit of a resurgence. At the end of the day, they're still a tech unit. If they ever become popular, people are just going to start countering them, and then they're not very good anymore. But because the main Vampire Count's playstyle is so strong, the main tide, Karen Wraiths end up finding a niche. Pretty cool, if I do say so. Let's see. What to do? Obviously, we gotta have Vargheists. Vargheists, the be-all, end-all of the Vampire Counts. After Vargheists, though, is this a Crypt Horror situation? Or is it a Graveguard situation? Danican has them elite infantry units, which I do know he likes. They would beat up Graveguard pretty bad. A lot of Vampire Counts play is just making sure that your units don't crumble to death. You can Dark Rider spam, so if I have Hex Rates, it can get caught. I think Blood Knights are just too slow. Even Black Knights feel a little slow, so I'll have to be very careful. Oh man, the guy's already ready. As long as I don't get too nervous, though. It's not, like, Danican is not an impossible force to defeat. Just a terrifying one. Do I want, yeah, I could just try this. An interesting build. We're in the mind game section of this matchup. Both of us know that we're capable of killing each other's builds. And it's a question on which build the other person decides to bring. Got some Christmas colors going here, hell yeah. Vlad. Yo, I wish Vlad was better. Maybe, you know, the next patch for balance, I'm looking to buff underused lords and monsters. And Vlad getting a buff would actually be pretty interesting. I don't know how cheap Vlad needs to be to become a used lord. But yeah, I do look forward to it. This is the last week, by the way, of qualifiers, and then we'll be heading into the finals. People that win other tournaments coming up are going to be sent to the other tournament that I'll be hosting. So that means we'll actually be getting that update very soon. Pretty good luck, have fun. I've gone for a Lord's Knight build. Danican has gone for a Dreadlord build. Hell yeah. So I was kind of counting on this. Dark Elves don't have healing. So a Dreadlord crossbow is going to be bullied very hard by Gaze and Nagash. The loss of battlefield presence he has from needing to retreat with his lord so far is going to be pretty rough. You can see he's already booked it. The guy's miles away. And then I can use my zombies to tank with the Corsairs and such. Ah, crap. Ooh, okay, that was close. Got the dodge, though. We got the dodge. But yeah, I kind of had a feeling he would do something like this. He does have Flaming Sword. I'm going to get Karen Wraiths anyways. What a flex. What a flex. Okay, these guys are reloading right now, so we can chill. There's the first Gaze of Nagash. Nagash was strong. Quarter HP gone. Very nice. Okay, we're gonna let the stalling continue. Really nice. Let's just keep pushing. He does have Burning Head, right? He does. This is still good, though. If I can keep that Lord back, I'm happy. Recycling through the zombies. And once he's out of ammunition on these guys, he's pretty done for. I just need to hold on to my 2 cap. He's going to be aggressive with his Lord, though. I'm hoping he doesn't send him in too much, because I kind of need to get this deeps off. It's gonna sit here and tank. The zombies are cheap enough where we don't really care if they take a bit of damage. His lord is back, but he's using, I believe, harpies to screen for him. Already at half ammo, though. Okay, he chucks out a burning head, gets a little bit of deeps. Nothing too crazy, though. Is he really just screening with the harpies? What a mad lad. That's pretty sick. I must say, that is quite impressive. He's just screening me. That's okay, though. I do get the point. Oh, he barely got the capture weight. Impressive, impressive. He's gonna let his guys get caught, though. I'm healing off over here pretty well, and forcing him to rotate has actually given me the middle point. I can't believe he actually is intentionally screening with the harpies. What an insane tech. This guy dark elves, man. This guy absolutely dark elves. All right, plan B. We spirit leech him, then dodge those crossbow bolts. Gonna get more of these guys. If he keeps chucking out burning heads, he shouldn't have too much magic for stuff like flaming sword. Man, look at this guy. He's dancing around, he's prancing. His dreadlord hasn't taken too much damage too. But I do have the double cap, and we've been healing up most of the damage. Where's that caster at? She's gotta want to get burning head here soon. I wonder, can I This is some wild tech. From the low ground! Angles! Get wrecked! The counterplay to the counterplay has arrived! Dude, that's insane tech. That's actually ludicrous tech right there. Very hard to dodge that one. Gonna outmaneuver this burning head too. Very nice. As his ammunition drains, the end is nigh. Dude, what a wild match. What an absolutely wild match. Well, I'm slowly building up my forces here. Just gonna pretend I don't want to breath attack these guys and then breath attack these guys while they're exposed. That's a pretty good one. Big damage. Very good. And okay, is he gonna go for a fight? So if he does, he doesn't really have the range damage to get much work done. I can definitely fight the Crows of Cain. They're not a big issue. He's gonna chuck out a breath attack, but it doesn't do that much. The healing is just through the roof. I think we've weathered the storm. There's not that much left in terms of range damage. Let's get a spirit leech on this guy. I think he's gonna have a burning head soon. I gotta be careful about that. Lord has done some good work. I forgot to use this ability though. Yeah, there's the burning head. Not my best dodge, and I take really big damage from it. He definitely still has enough for flaming sword and the like, but I think DPS wise we're still doing okay. Just have to be a little careful with my lord is all. Let's just land him real quick. Can we get him back in the air perhaps? Let's tank with the zombies first. I need these witch elves to overextend. There we go. Fortunately, my lord is grounded right now. I don't like that. He did use his flaming sword, however. And that's going to be pretty bad for him. I just need to micro my infantry properly. Okay. This is good. I should be able to bully the Cold One Knights here. He does get a pretty massive burning head, though. But I should be able to kill off this cavalry. Ah, he timed his passive at a very good time. But can I still win the big grind? What is my lord doing? He landed. All right, I almost got debated. This is good though. The doggy murder crew has arrived. He has captured the point, but my lord is still looking relatively healthy. Couple cold one riders I should be able to bully. Do I have anything over here that can deal with them though? Oh crap, I forgot these guys. Whoops. His lord's very low at least. But yeah, I don't know if my dogs can get this done. They're rallying okay. It's gonna chuck another burning head. Not much I can do to dodge that one. I should be able to get a pretty solid gaze of Nagash here though. He's gonna try and fly up to dodge it. Doesn't get the dodge, okay. Can I get a breath attack maybe? Maybe just charge his lord and get him killed. I think what I really need though is to cycle charge his infantry. Infantry fight wise, he's doing quite well. Lord at least got a mass increase a while ago. So if he can bully this guy, we're good, but I'm very rapidly running out of infantry. I think unless I can kill his lord, this is looking a little rough. Though not impossible. I did unfortunately lose like all of my sirens though, but okay, his lord is gone. That's not bad. That is grounds to come back potentially. But what I really need, I believe, is air dominance. So it's gonna get all these guys going. And then I'm gonna use my lord and simply work on the value trades. As sketchy as things may be, a lord loss here would get a lot of work done. Couple witch elves are not exactly a big issue. Okay, there we go. As long as the lord lives, I'm happy. His is, yep, his just died. Okay, that's huge. So if there was a time to take a fight, it would be now. Okay, here we go. Big terror routes, mayhaps. Big terror routes, please. He's gonna chuck the flaming sword, but is it enough? He's bringing in his caster. She's gonna be able to help. The dog charges are good though. And the terror routes are kind of huge. As everybody is on the run right now. That could be the big swing play that I need. A rare Danican Lord loss. Huge. Absolutely huge. Mine is still very healthy. We've been working towards us the entire game too. I'm very happy that I finally was able to get it pulled off. But if I can just clean him up fast enough now, I think we are in a good position. But it's all about the cleanup. He actually de-summons his caster too. Crazy. Just to try and pull back a little bit of value, I guess. This is gonna be rough though. I have a lot of dudes. I got the Karen rates in here. He has no magic attacks. And that's gonna be rough. Okay, big damage, big damage. I need the dogs to secure this point. Unfortunately, some of them got caught on the far side. If I can just brutalize this section enough, I think we're okay. I just really need these guys dead. I'm gonna spirit leech them. Okay, there we go. Very nice. And now the zombie tide begins. I'm gonna have just enough time here, I think, to start spamming units everywhere. And hopefully getting this all secured. Ah, he has executioners, I just noticed. That's a little awkward. Okay, he's not gonna be able to secure this though. Very nice. Okay, it's a race for the final points now. I'm gonna be able to chase off some more units at least. And I can just cycle charge the executioners to death. That's not a big deal. He actually decided to resummon his lord, which is a wild, wild decision. But I think if I spam enough dogs here to steal back the points, I'll be okay. Kind of crazy though that he decides to get his lord back. Actually, quite unexpected of the Dancan. Can he stop the points from being taken, though? I think the executioners should be gone. They do have ITP, but it's not enough to keep them in the fight. I'm gonna need some, some of these guys for some faster capture weight. And then I gotta swarm this point to get it secured. Karen Race on the charge are nasty. And I have 1,000,000 dogs. They gotta live, though. Those Doomfire Warlocks will massacre them if given the opportunity. But so far, so good. I think if I just gotta blast the Doomfire Warlocks. This point is secured. He's not even going for it. Cast a little bit of a spell. Not a big deal. Point is being secured. Then I'll just charge in. That point does get taken, which means I should be saving up for the more expensive fools now. I need just the raw value. Okay, we got the point. Yeah, I just need to play for value right now. This last point is pretty well secured. Unfortunately, I did lose a lot of my Vargeists, but that's relatively okay in this situation. Just gonna check out a pretty big breath attack, killing 1,000,000,000 zombos. But I got the point, and that's all that matters. I can't believe it. This did require some pretty crazy finesse to pull off. But I can't believe it. We are actually getting her done. I just need to not let up on any of these here points and make sure my lord don't die. But it's not like he has any magic left, really, to deal with the situation. And with more Vargeist, I'll be good to go. Yeah, I just have to make sure he doesn't rotate. But I should be able to kill these witch elves. Yo, that's wild. That's wild, man. Yo, Vargeists are the bomb, though. Vargeists are definitely the bomb. Lord sniping, also the bomb. I should just be able to rotate here and get it done. These guys don't like getting... They shouldn't like getting charged by Karen Wraiths. That's still very painful. And I think I win on a 2-cap now. All going well. There go those very expensive cavalry units. And then I can summon dogs onto the point if I really want to hold it. I think I will. Just get the mobile stuff there, we'll be good. Whew. What a tussle. He's still making it kind of scary, but now that I win on a 2-cap, it's basically impossible. It really only worked too because I sniped his lord. If I didn't do the weird ducking strat to get that extra gaze of Nagash on him. Yo, the harpies to block the gaze of Nagash, this was actually a really high level game. I might save this one. I might save this one. There's like a lot going on here. Oh my goodness. GG. Oh my gosh. GG, well played. That was so stressful. Oh man. Oh man, yeah, the Lord resummon, it's cheesy, but it's not worth it most of the time. Yo, I thought it was over when he won that frontline fight. That one executioner really chopped things up. And then he had the cavalry start to fight off my my Vargeists. I feel like the dogs were nifty, but I should have just had more Vargeists at the beginning. They would have definitely helped out for clearing his cavalry, and once the cavalry's dead, his infantry's gone. Oh man, dude. Jeez, it is not easy to beat Danican, even in a matchup where it's probably vampire counts favored. The guy knows how to make you sweat. Oh man, I love Vargeist though. I swear they're the corn fairies of vampire accounts. I'm discovering them. Ah. All right. All righty. Also, you just saw a bug there. The select race button is broken. That's silly. How does that even happen? How does that even happen? Like, I don't even know what spaghetti must be going on for that random UI thing that did not really get a change, I don't think, to just straight up disappear. Well, let's see, you know. Peak CA. How? How? Oh, it reappears. Wait, how do you get it to reappear? What the? Vampire Lord? Vlad von Karstein. Vampire Lord. Okay, no, I was hovering them. Okay. Wait, how do you get to reappear though? Oh, okay, I see. You have to like rehover it? Oh, I see. Okay, there we go. We got figured out. Magic. In the fantasy world of Warhammer, where nothing is real. Oh man, that was bad. That was bad. Anything else broken? They did just put out a patch. Could be from the mods. Those Bearman units were a pain too to fix. Playing modded though. So maybe that's the issue. Using total tavern map. How would the mod have broken that though? Like Trizik, did you just like nuke the game's code? Ah, hell yeah. Caradoc. Is that the dwarf main? No. Maybe? Here we go. Is Caradoc the dwarf main? I think they are, right? You had to add 2 or 4 more files from base 2. Is that to make it where the Norskin thing with the Bearman works properly? Maybe it is just the mod. It's kind of crazy that you had to go to those measures though. I'll have to test later. Or, you know, I'll leave it to C8 to test. Commissar's the dwarf main? Okay, Caradoc is. Caradoc's playing Dark Elves. Yo, if I go the same build and just implement the pro changes that I thought would be sick. What can they even do against this? Well, on cursed races. So this map is harder for the Lord Snipe, but it should still work. I really do like the Karen rates. I think Karen rates and Vargeist are they're the beginning to the vampire counts kind of mobility strat. It's pretty sick. There they are. I don't think the fell bats are useful. Probably cut them. I do still like the dogs in general. I don't know if I need a second necromancer though. But yeah, I kind of like where this is going. I might, instead of so many Karen rates though, I might sew up in like a crypt horror or something. That's probably a little bit safer. We'll see what style they decide to go for. Dwarves. dwarfs, and Dowie. Yeah, I don't know which one is the official one. Does anyone here know? Do we have Lore Master of Sotek in chat? Dwarfs with FS at the end, or Dowie. What is the official way to describe them? Or the Necromancer's for? So I have just enough Gazes of Nagash to get the murdering done. Let's see here. Okay, there we go. All messages done. Dowies for each other, if I remember correctly. They don't like other races speaking Kazalid. Ah. Very elitist. Skeleton Warrior should totally be minus 50 gold. I think people are... Even the Vampire Counts mains are kind of sick and tired of main tiding all the time. I would say Vampire Counts should get a... Next patch. The direction I think it should go is they get a swift nerf to the main tiding strats. So, like, it could be a zombie price increase. Honestly, a zombie price increase could get the job done, like 125, kind of like how Peasant Mob were nerfed. At least. You know, if you're nerfing other aspects, so like Crypt Horrors or... I guess like zombies and Crypt Horrors are honestly like the big doozies. Yeah, I'll have to look into the specifics, but if you nerf that a little bit and then make their like Blood Knights a lot more usable, I think you just have a way more interesting faction. Because like Blood Knights are cool, they're just really expensive for a unit that can get caught out and murdered. So they need to be cheap enough where you can still afford support for them. What's with people wanting to buff counts already S tier? No, if you nerf their main tide strategies, that hurts them a lot more than buffing their cavalry. Like, I think Vampire Counts is almost objectively worse without the main tide. Even if the cavalry does get really strong, they're not going to be like a Petonia. Zombies are worth 150. I think 150 zombies, it probably makes sense. If you just make zombies 150, their resummoning capacity gets a lot worse. Counts don't really like spamming skeletons that much either, though they see a little bit of play. So if you make their main tide build just like a smidge weaker, I think it's fine. I will say though, a lot of people hate on vampire counts. I think at the highest level, when people really know how to deal with them, they don't feel nearly as strong. I've actually had people try to play vampire counts when they're frustrated and losing to them, and they don't actually pull it off very well. It is weird. Now, it is still a pub stompy faction, kind of like Korn back in the day. But, yeah. We'll have to see. The other thing is just like, you know, what do we want to see? I would say, from a viewer and player perspective, people are kind of sick of their infantry tides, though. So we can do a bit of a heavier-handed nerf. And then just give them, like, cavalry. Because then, essentially, you're just seeing a different faction. You just hate Scatchcraft? Oh, yeah, that was the other one. Yeah, White Kings. White Kings down the drain. They need to be flushed, man. White Kings are almost ubiquitous. You feel called out. But yeah, White Kings are almost ubiquitous. I think you nerf White Kings and zombies by a decent margin, and vampire counts have to start adapting. You don't even need to nerf the White Kings. I think if we just make Scab Scrath like a 300 gold ability or something, I think you're already much better off. Let's see, that's like what, 100 gold per Scab Scrath? If we made White Kings plus 150, would that feel fair? That feels like apt, still usable, maybe not heavy-handed enough though. We'll see. I can't wait to go over the balance discussion with you guys. There's gonna be a lot of balance stuff. I feel like Undead Tide is flavorful for counts though. Yeah, but it shouldn't be their be-all, end-all strat. They have more than one flavor. Like, the other side is like, they're supposed to have elite vampires and cool flying units. The flying units are kind of there though. The elite stuff is garbage, however. Yeah, you don't really get much of that. Sword and Board Knights at 1400. Would Sword and Board be better than Dragon Princes? It's hard to say. Some people would be like, absolutely, but... yeah, I don't know. It'll be a fun discussion. This will all be done on stream, by the way. So don't think I'll be running off implementing my crazy ideas alone. The way we're doing the next balance patch is it's going to be a discussion between the top players. It's going to be a discussion between the top players, the viewers, and the casters, which is just me. Everyone gets a say because everyone is part of the madness that is Warhammer multiplayer. Let's go for the trees. I feel a little safer there. Ready, good luck, have fun. This is the same build, by the way, but I swapped the dogs with Vargeist like I said I would. But yeah, and then you guys can let me know whatever you're sick and tired of seeing. Malekith, you get a vote. Everybody gets a vote. Some Golden Knights, some Corsairs again. So this is essentially the same idea that the last build had. Malekith is quite tanky. He's booking it just like the Dreadlord. Yep, he wants to try and use the pillar to his advantage. But will it be enough? I'm gonna cancel that spell. He's dodging. Oh, he dodging? Where you going, Malekith? What are you doing? Let's get Spirit Leech's face. Now it's gonna take a lot of Spirit Leeches to kill the guy. But I have time. This is also a great time to spam Karen Wraiths. Karen Wraiths for the win. Does that pillar even help Malekith dodge? Does it even help him dodge? I don't know. I'm going to try and dodge with whoop, those guys. Okay, that was a bit more damage than I was hoping for. Not the prettiest of situations for them. Lord is taking a bit more damage than I would hope for. Malekith is a little worked on though. And I just need to do the same thing that we did to Danican. Stall. There ain't no burning head this time. A lot of these shots are being wasted on my lord. We are indeed going to get that Gaze of Nagash on the Malekith. It's basically undodgeable. And what's he planning? What's he planning? Is he just gonna go for it? Is this guy trying to die? This in theory is a very bad engagement, so I really do wonder what he's doing. He's gonna chuck some foul magics on my Vargeists, but in return I get a bit of damage back. These guys are no slouches in combat either, and then I can just give him a fade away little Spirit Leech. The whole point is we're gonna eventually kill Malekith. He does have all those heals, which makes life a little bit more difficult, but it's still okay. Okay, he really wants to take this fight though. It's kind of wild. Crows of Cain all over my Vargeists. I can land him though, surprise land him. He might not notice. It's oftentimes not recommended to just hope that your opponents don't notice, but Sometimes they don't. And that can work out very well in your favor. In fact, Crows of Cain are taking a lot of damage right now. And we're withstanding the kite fairly well, I'd say. Crows of Cain are now terrorized. And the Vargeist are still alive. We fought underneath the corpse carts, which was very important for our success. And I'm just trying to weather the storm. There's no real point getting too aggressive here. Should be able to keep bullying this guy. Whoop. Can he get a breath attack, or is he gonna dodge it? Ooh, pretty nice juke from my opponent. Malekith, though, is getting worked on pretty bad. Let's get those crypt horrors out too. And then we're gonna try and catch these guys. I think they are a little bit exposed. Just gonna chuck out a Doom Bolt. Not a problem. So if I kill them, he's screwed. He's trying to salvage them. That's a very expensive unit, though. Of course, Malekith is now going to get in here. But if I catch him, I'm happy. This fight could be bad, though. I have to be a little bit careful. So I'm just going to disengage. Karen Raids, get the slow. I kind of miss microed. I think they barely caught, though. No, they didn't get hit. Crazy. Well, that's a little unfortunate. If they do escape now, that just means my army's out of position. Not pretty in the slightest. Though we do kill off some Cold One Knights. And I will be able to get more Karen Wraiths in here in a second. Yeah, I am still able to get a few dogs on his face too. So it's not too horrid. But it's also a little awkward how I took that engagement. It's still not too bad, however. I think I should be able to kill off these Corsairs pretty easily. A lot of his cav taking the big deeps. I'll just need to retreat to my infantry. And the value trading so far, not too bad. Unfortunately for me, Malekith is just kind of living very cost effectively. But I am able to catch me some Corsairs. And I should be able to start pushing for the point very soon. This should be a fairly good charge, and he's almost completely out of range, which is the most important part. And I can get ready to summon some dogs on the flank side to put some extra pressure on. But first and foremost, we have to worry about the value trading. Value trading is the most important thing. Let's just run these guys in. Malekith is taking some pretty big deeps. And I am capturing me a point. Most of these Corsairs aren't having the best of times, but Malekith does escape. I'd say this is a little bit of an awkward situation. Value trading is still mine, though. And I did get the point, so I don't need to pressure for more, and he is sacking all of his cavalry. So I think that alone probably makes this fine. A nasty breath attack from the Malekith, though. Very brutal. Still, though, he's injured, so he can't participate fully in the fight, as I'll just be able to keep on bullying him. Let's just get one distraction zombie. My opponent's gonna have to respond to that, and in doing so, they shall likely fall behind. And you gotta remember, this time there's no blackguard. Pretty good hit from my lord, too. Malekith's getting worked on, man. The slow grind of undeath shall come to you eventually. Now that Dark Elf passive is triggered, but unlike Daniken, it wasn't nearly as well timed. Crazy breath attack on Malekith, though. Oh, he ain't looking too good. I'm gonna stop chasing him, though, because I kind of need my lord to win this fight over here. This fight is going great for me, though. And with the onset of more Vargeists, I think that's basically the end. Yeah, now he's forced to summon a couple units to stop that hemorrhaging. I think this fight is fine. I'm not really losing anything there. And that will go great, but the Witch Elves, a little problematic. Good corpse card split, though, I'd say. Corpse card split feels pretty good. Malekith chucking out more spells, though. I could try to kill the Dark Riders, maybe. Did my Lord just hit Malekith? He just took damage, but I don't know what from. Interesting. I think I will. As much as I don't want to overcommit over here, it's kind of free if I can get it done. But it's actually a little awkward. I have to be very, very careful. Okay, and he's going to counter summon too. Now that's not too bad. Because then I can just rotate with these guys. Unfortunately, he does have the middle point. But okay, Vargeist is still alive. If I can get the kill on Malekith, I'm good. And we'll say these Doomfire Warlocks are being a lot more annoying than I thought they'd be. Ooh, man, dude, Malekith is so low. Okay, we got his guys out of position. I just need a clean enough kill on good old Malekith here. And I should be okay. Let's just chuck out more zombies. Ooh, that's another big hit. Dude, Malekith's getting wrecked. And he's gone. He's gone. All right, that's huge. Kind of a crazy fight we got going on here. Okay, nice. And he's dead. He's dead. Lord Loss penalty has arrived. Dark Elves will not have much to pull it back, I don't think. With the masked Vargeist I have going on here, all I really have to do is just secure this point eventually. It's fairly straightforward. And value trade. Unfortunately for my opponent, the tickets are not high enough. Whew. Another kind of scary game, but we got it done. It's gonna go for the D-summon. He can't afford to countercharge here because the Vargeists have too much support. He would simply lose more units to do so. Oh man, yo, the Vampire Count special, man. Just the slow grind Lord kill. Death is inevitable. Truly. And what are you gonna do about these zombies, man? They're so cheap. You really can't effectively deal with them. He just summoned Cold One Knights, which means that my ghost will be perfect. I got a million Vargeists here. Throes of Cain are gone. Amazing. Yeah, that's it. I think we're nailing it with this Vampire Counts playstyle. The Vargeist and Karen Wraiths. It's not gonna work versus every faction, but it's gonna do well, I think. Dogs killing off Witch Elves. Love to see it. Gonna get some pretty nice charges here. Definitely not gonna resummon Malekith. He's way too expensive. Ooh, Vargeists do a lot of damage to Cold One Knights. Ooh, that was rough. Yeah, they're gonna be gone soon. And now it is cleanup day. Now is the time we have fun. Cleaning up all sorts of units. Just chase them off the battlefield. It's no problem. Malekith is dead. Any semblance of holding power the Vampire Counts have left is gone. Oh crap. Those are Doomfire Warlocks. It's fine. Oh, I wonder what Dark Elves can try against this though. So like obviously the Snibbity Snipes are oh so terrifying. Do they have someone that is more resistant to the snipes?
You have the foe's victory point.
Oh dang, okay. Soul Blight on the Karen Wraiths there and the Doomfire Warlock charge. That was nasty. That was pretty rough. I still have to not throw. I do have a mobility advantage, but not enough to comfortably crush everything here. Like they were able to resecure this point.
The enemy has captured one of your victory points.
Still though, if I can force a fight, I'm happy. This is just simplifying the game, even though it's technically not the most valuable thing I could be doing. I just want to simplify. Fewer units is the way to go. And indeed, the Karen Wraiths have arrived. Poor doggos though, they're gone. Should I just chuck out a random gaze of Nagash here? You think it does a lot of damage to these guys? Hopefully does 1,000,000 damage. That was pretty lackluster. Yeah, that's a Lord snipe ability through and through. It's 100% just a Lord snipe ability. After the Lord is dead, this guy's got nothing, but if I kill the Lord, we win, so I think that's fine. And if they don't have a Dragon Lord, then I just get Supreme Air Dominance. Seems like a very tricksy situation for the Dark Elves. GG, well played. Very good. GG. And another win. We're doing good. I think this is the Vampire Count's redemption I was looking for. Not even forced to go for a full main tide. We're just playing well and using our mobility. Karen Wraith, Dog, Vargeist. What a swap. The Courser spam, it's okay. They can get a lot of value, but the Cavalry do not. And the Witch Elves did not because I got that supremacy in the air. Seems like just a hard build to beat, especially in the face of possible main tiding. Crows of Cain did not do very well either. Vampire Counts haters will see this and be mad. I guess that's with everyone. Haters gonna hate. This is a good one though. Yeah, I don't know if I need the Necromancers with the Forbidden Rod. Maybe just one in reserve is enough in case I need that little extra oomph. But in the early game, maybe I could use something else. Race button in spell browser in vanilla unmodded is broken. I'll let CA know. All right. As long as you keep main tiding, you win. You say that, but Danny Ken's build, that Corsair build is really good at clearing main tides. Maybe with good enough Vargeist control, the main tide still clutches it. I guess this is close to main tiding. It's like main tiding with flavor, with like Karen Wraith flavor. And it skips out on the Crypt Ghouls, because these guys are just slightly more fighty. They're just a little better than Crypt Ghouls. Actually, I do think I like Karen Wraiths more than Crypt Ghouls, generally. 48 speed, so even if they can't Vanguard, they're still really good. And they require a source of magic damage, otherwise it can be quite fearsome. Ghost Tide. Yeah, all I need are the Chillgeists. Is not bad. Beating Danican on his Dark Elves is definitely Vampire Count's redemption. Yeah, I don't think we'll do a third day even if I lose in the semis. That's 3 games. I am top of the leaderboard. After that, it's Michael, Gwen, and Halidin. We have a lot of signups. We actually have hella signups, like almost 25. That's crazy, man. We'll make sure to go over some new player replays too. If anyone has replays you want me to cover, send them my way. It's free coaching, essentially. You just have to pay by being in the public. Didn't Ghost Tide fail miserably yesterday? Yeah, that's why it's kind of augmented. And honestly, the ghosts weren't the thing failing me. It was the cavalry. Vampire Count's cavalry. The difference of swapping these guys out for Vargeist is insane. Vargeist have mega damage versus cavalry. For 1050, it's like you have flying Cold One Riders with 92 speed. Doesn't that just seem OP? That seems almost OP, I'm not gonna lie. They got 50 melee attack with the frenzy, man. They got charge bonus of the gods. Just kidding, it's quite low, but doesn't matter. It's enough to hit cavalry. It's pretty sick. I feel like just a raw main tide and Vargeist could do well. Okay, I'm up against Danican. So the only way to stop them from getting into the top 4 is to win here. Because I don't want to face Danican in top 4. That's where they can potentially knock me out. Oh boy, he said rematch time exclamation mark. Yo, this is how you can tell that someone is an insanely good player. This is how Danican became one of the best players so quickly. The guy straight up just has a will of steel, man. You beat him, he wants to play you again. He wants to test his mettle. There's a lot of people, you know, there's nothing wrong with having a weak mental game, but there's a lot of people that will just kind of fall apart when they feel like, you know, they're losing. They won't play as many matches. They won't test themselves as much. Danican's like trying all the different factions. He's got the bloodlust going. I would not be surprised if that was the only time I beat him today and he just comes back. We'll have to be on point once again if we want to win this one. And maybe even change up the build. Though the build is quite nasty. How did the Crypt Horrors do last time? Not that good, actually. They kind of just died to the Cav. I feel like the Karen race are legitimately just better. In before a weird double Hydra build. He could be getting desperate. I think Desperation Danican would be great. I'd love to get a Mortis engine, but because the Cav mobility fight is so important, I don't think the opportunity will present itself. I could just try the raw Mega Man Tide and just have so much darn infantry that he can't handle it. Or maybe I take the Mortis engine because Danican will try to go for some crazy infantry plays. I don't know. I did say I didn't feel like I needed the Necromancer in my starting army, so that is something fun. I can adjust. He did run Hargonet Executioners last time, which is kind of a wild pick. Man, I wish I could run Cavalry here, but no, it's fine. Vargeist are the clutch. Vargeist are king. Their ability to clean up is just so good. I just wonder if I might accidentally take too many of them and then I lose capture weight. This should be good though. Cathay DLC already out. Is someone asking about Cathay? When's the Cathay DLC coming out? Yeah, it came out, man. A million Doomfire Warlocks. Oh, that would be pretty spice. But yeah, Cathay DLC, CA, they even buffed up the Tiger Warriors like a day after. It's pretty good. I think Cathay is definitely like probably a B tier faction now, at least. I wouldn't be surprised if we get some crazy Cathay main to come in and just wreck shop. 10 units is quite low, so when in doubt, sometimes it's good to just go back to the basics. Sometimes it's good to just go back to basics. So there's a good chance that Danican is trying to figure out how to beat the Karen rates, and if you just kind of go a normie build, it can throw him off. Even if he does Corsair spam, I still have the Vargeist, which are perfect. Ready, good luck, have fun. Yeah, I still have some sick Vargeist play. And I have 3 Karen rates in reserve and a Mortis engine, just in case. It's a Medusa. 369 and a Lord somewhere. So the Medusa has 6,400 HP. They can kill infantry pretty effectively, but none of my infantry is that expensive. What I need to do is I gotta try and burn their ammunition, and I gotta find the Lord to hunt down. I could kill the caster, but they're easily resummoned. Very interesting game. I'll have to figure out what I want. There's no cavalry though, so I have a huge Vargeist advantage. In fact, I might even be able to snipe a Lord or get some cycle charging. Daniken's gonna desperately want to get a cavalry advantage too. We're gonna see if I can go Lord hunting. Daniken knows I want to snipe his Lord. Now, if they made a getaway here, Daniken's a god. But I'm pretty sure they should be in this forest. If they're not, that gets really awkward, actually. Yo, where they at? I know you got a hidden Lord somewhere. There's no like Knight assassin Lord for the Dark Elves, right? They crammed in this very far corner. Don't tell me so. What the what? There they are! There you kill them! I should beat them up! Alright, nice. So that's a free Lord kill right there. So she's spamming Power of Darkness. Oh man, alright. Alright, Daniken, your shenanigans have been caught, good sir. This is what happens when you do enough shenanigans. You learn about everyone else's weird strats. Because I've been there. Just like, I really want to just get that Lord going. Have a random mana battery in the trees. I think I do want to waste magic killing her. It's still a benefit. Because I'm going to have so much magic anyways. And I really need these units to be doing useful things. Alright, nice. Glorious. You have one hide and seek. There we go. Got the attack command. Got him. Yeah. Now, do I let her route off the battlefield? She's gonna get resummoned. And Daniken absolutely is just gonna play her like a character you can just resummon. Did that even give the penalty? Okay, there we go. There's the minus leadership across the board. Very nice. Medusa has magic attacks. Gotta be a little careful. But this is already good. That Lord is reasonably expensive. You can't just be having her die like that. Whoop. A little bit of dodging. Okay, and then I gotta kill the Medusa. So obviously the Lord is not the big bad here. Are we gonna see a resummon though? And if we do, where will we see it? I don't know if Gaze of Nagash is good versus the Medusa. I guess we'll find out. There are a lot of Corsairs here that I need to be wary of. Let's get some infantry. Ouch, bro, that Medusa got wrecked. Alright, it's time to play the long con. I just need a long con magic grind this guy out of existence. And by killing off the Medusa, that'd be kind of perfect. I gotta not overextend though. He's leaving this point intentionally so that I may overextend. Can I bully that Lord though? Can I get him bullied? Let's get that breath attack over there. Let's get the dodges. And I'm just gonna kill her again. What are you gonna do, Daniken? Yeah, that's right. We've slowed down his push by doing this. But he really doesn't want to suffer another Lord loss. And this is where we can buy opportunities with our units. Okay, this point is exposed enough where I should just get 2 dogs and get it captured. But yeah, if I keep Vargeist kiting, I should be able to get a lot of work done. These Vargeists are amazing. He's killed 1 zombie with this Medusa. At this rate, she'll kill 3 zombies. Very inefficient. I think I just killed the Medusa, honestly. She could really use a bit of a spell cast on her face. Oh, does that cost 15 wins now? Not entirely sure. I am going to get the triple cap though. Let's see if I can kill that Medusa. Nice. Pretty decent charge. Does she get the second hit though? Okay, she gets the second hit. That's gonna be pretty decent. Lord just has to dip out of there. We got the capture point, thank goodness. And I need to start spamming Karen rates. But yeah, having no dragon here is gonna be rough. for Dana can. We're just gonna group up all the flyers. Then we're gonna bully that Medusa a bit more. His caster's gonna live. But the Medusa is gonna be bullied pretty bad. And how do you even clear this, man? This is a lot of infantry. This is quite a ludicrous amount of infantry that needs to be worked on. Okay, my lord got a little overzealous. There's one way I lose, it's the classic. It's okay though, he can maneuver just fine. He has the regeneration. Come on, man. Stop staggering. He'll be okay. Alright. He's fine. Kind of terrifying, but he does live. Huzzah. Okay. You, my good sir, need to hide with the corpse guard. In the meantime, I'll just keep cycle charging all this here infantry. Let's get a bit of a shot there. Vargeist doing the bestest. See ya. Okay. My lord is still alive. That's good. Okay, that was a nasty burning head, though. That was a very nasty burning head. You, sir, need to get a little bit of healing. And my lord, okay. They'll be fine. They're gonna live. This is not the cleanest fight I've taken. Whoa, what happened to those witch elves, man? I don't know what made them take so much damage, but okay. Was that a Vargeist charge? No, they were over here. Alright, I'll take it. Let's keep getting the Vargeist in there. As long as my lord lives, I'm happy. He does secure the points. And he does have a value trading advantage here too. That can be a little awkward. But you gotta remember, I'm healing a lot, and a lot of the damage is just lord damage. And lord damage doesn't matter as much. Now, where's that Medusa at? She's routing. I'll Spirit Leech her if she's gonna come back. Gets another nasty burning head. She does rally. That's okay though. We can work on that Spirit Leech. I'm just gonna use the dogs to chase off units. Then I can set up for a breath attack after this giant Spirit Leech. There we go. I think Daniken might want to try sniping my lord. Because he's so low. But that shouldn't work out super well for him. As long as I dodge properly. Which I am not doing. He's focus firing my lord. Okay, that's 500 HP. That's more than enough. More than enough. More than enough. 200 HP, not a problem. Freaking hell, he's dead. Alright. A slight unpleasantness. Ahem. Sweet vengeance for the Daniken. It happens. It happens. I'll just resummon him. It's fine. I have the money. The middle fight is going well enough where I think I can afford to do that. It's a little embarrassing. But it's okay. I will be able to secure the point. And he has executioners out of position. So as long as I don't lose this fight tragically in the middle here, I'll be okay. Whoops-a-daisies though. Absolutely, definitely an oops-a-doopsies situation. My Karen rate's taking a lot of damage now because of that loss. And there are still executioners here. Now here's the thing, Karen rates are still sick. They should be able to beat those Cold One Knights. Dude, of all the misplays. Of all the misplays, man. At least we know, as long as I don't have that happen, then I'll be okay, right? Little Karen Wraith charge over here. Lord will be back, it's fine. He gets a flaming sword, but these guys are in the trees. I do technically win on a one cap. Oh crap, he's securing this point. It's okay though, he'll be back. He'll be back to terror out all these fools. Jeez, that's a nasty burning head. Almost makes me feel like I should have killed the caster. Though killing the Medusa was important, I feel. Okay, running out of units. Karen race on the distance are dead. Now I question if it is a good idea to resummon my lord. Starting with almost no units on the battlefield is rough. And he's gonna have a lot of cavalry. But, hear me out. Hear me out. I'll just use the Vargeist for the cleanup. Who needs units? Jeez, it takes a while to come back, doesn't he? Okay, there we go. I don't know if this is worth. I do have a decent amount of time. 6 units. I'm about to have 2 units, guys. What I can do though is I can time the Lord Snipe here. I can time the Lord Snipe to get some big routes on his guys. It'll be fine, trust. Trust. She ain't surviving this. She ain't surviving this business. I just need some Vargeists. I just need some hope. This, yeah, there we go. Engage some gash, bit painful. Very nice. Okay, that's actually not too bad. And I have time on my hands. If there is one thing that I do have, it is time. Pretty good breath attack. Just the full reset. Just a full reset going on. Dude, I can't believe I threw my lord so hard. How much life does she have? 900. Okay, so I should be able to secure this point. Trust me, it looks bad. Oh, jeez, why'd he land, bro? I thought I gave a move command. It's okay. We'll just get another Spirit Leech. This is just getting value on my lord, realistically speaking, right? Because you can't end the game with him at full HP. That would be silly. No one would want that. So instead we do it this way. His lord's routing. That's good. This is where opportunity. Ah, crap. I'm out of magic. All right. Well, I gotta do this then. Yeah, I'm not winning this. Dang it, man. Dude, the Lord kill. I had it in the bag. I had it super bagged, man. Daniken's in the semis now. I might even need to face him. Crap. Crap, that's not good. It's okay. It's okay. This build is not that crazy. I can totally tussle with this build. I just have to not lose my lord. That is fine. That is fine. In fact, I can just set up his lord to get super low and then kill her at the pivotal moment for maximum terror routes. This build is good. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. Dude, he was so high HP too. He could have stabilized. I could have just parked him on the edge of the map and it would have been fine summoning in Vargeist. I just like felt like squeezing out value and I misplayed. Alright, I just need to answer this question. It's fine. It's fine. You just lock in. If anything, what if it's just throwing because I know I can beat Daniken? Think about it. I would rather Daniken make it because obviously in the semis, I'm not going to throw my lord away. Think about it. It'd be sick. All right, there we go. Message is done. Mad Rainbowlings. Nah, just wait. Just wait until we hit semifinals. Danican won't know what hit him. Okay? It's gonna be the same freaking build. Oh man. Yo, is there any good anti-infantry option I can take from our front line? I feel like he's really teching to win the frontline fight, but I need this to beat the chorusers and such. Alrighty. Alright. Crypt ghouls. Crypt ghouls are not great. They're like Forsaken without armor. It would, yeah, either I'm getting more Karen race. I think honestly, just getting all the Vargeist out is where it's at. I think having the Vargeist solves most of the issues. Just gonna get some Corsairs. Dude, I had it in the bag, man. I had it so in the bag. The Corsairs, too, having so high ammunition later on makes the Mortis engine kind of not worth. I wonder if there's a way I can just clear infantry. I could just try the Crypt Horrors. Maybe try and shut down the Corsairs. I could try... Like, honestly, I should just be summoning the Vargulfs out first. And then we can figure out the next thing. Yeah, just lock in. I can't falter in the face of Danican. Let's see here. Yo, honestly, leaving the Lord low and routing them off when the fight happens is so good. Because I could have left his Lord alive. Just keep a Vargeist there and just route her off. Crypt Horrors are too good not to take. Like, they definitely will help win the frontline fight more than the Karen race. But I think the Karen race is still important. I don't think I need more skeletons, though. Like, something like this feels much better. I also wasted a lot of time trying to kill the Medusa, but I don't think the Medusa was doing much. I'm pretty sure I could have just straight up ignored the Medusa. Okay, it's Caradoc and Michael facing off. Danican got his first place now? Dang. Okay, I'm up against Halidin. Yo. Okay, alright. It may be a face-off against Danican in the finals, people. It could very well be. How Spice. We're on Chateau. And they are playing... Okay, Danican's playing a Dark Elf Mirror. And I'm up against Kislev. Okay, this is like one of the best matchups in the entire game. Unless the Zargard buff made Kislev insane here, I should have a big advantage. Gotta beat that 1-in-1 deadlock, dude. It's gonna be spice. It's gonna be spice. I think I do have the advantage though. Like, Danican's a Dark Elf main, but matchup wise, this is good. I don't even think I need to mix it up. It's not like he's countering me. You know, there really isn't much to do other than, like, maybe you'd go for that foot character, but even that's kind of risky. Honestly, if I didn't waste so much magic on the Medusa and I got his Lord low, he would never be able to take a fight without getting Lord lost. Which is hilarious. It would be hilarious. Like, I'm seeing it right now, man. The plan is set. There's like nothing he can do if I play it correctly. Big if, I know. But yeah, I think he's screwed. I might even feel overconfident. Okay, first things first, though, I gotta beat Kislev. Kislev is apparently a very good matchup, according to me. And that's because Kislev simply lacked the shooting to kill a Vampire Count's Mantide. This matchup, in theory, is so good for Vampire Counts. They don't even need to do much. They can announce what they're doing because they have so many tools to beat up Kislev. The only question is, do Zargard Great Weapons change the tide of the fight? Personally, I don't think so. Because I'm pretty sure they just died to Crypt Horrors and Karen Wraiths and a Mortis Engine. They'll also die to Vargeists. So this should be the easy. Should be pretty easy. Do I want Crypt Ghouls? Honestly, they kind of suffer versus the Cavalry. I think I just want, yeah. I just need like a handful of anti-cav options against Kislev and then we're good. Gotta be able to win the frontline fight. You can't get shot to death. Let's just play a clean match and then maybe Danican loses the semifinals. I actually don't know how good his mirror match is. Did you do a Chaos Dwarf Tryharding series? I think a while ago. Let me see how many I've done. I have a playlist set up on my YouTube channel. Playlists. Faction Tryharding. I have 20 videos. I think I played Khorne twice. No, I played Khorne once. I do need to add a couple more though. Because yeah, I had the Lizardmen one, but I should add the demons, the Khorne, the Wood Elves, and the Vampire Counts. Which means I basically have all of them. That's 24 videos. I'm really just missing one. Which one is it? Is it Ogres? I have not played Ogres. I think they might actually be the last faction. Wait, I played Vampire Counts twice. Did I play Khorne twice? It's not in the playlist. The first one that went horribly. Where I was running the garbage blood dudes. Crushers. Let's see here. Tomb Kings, Kislev, Chaos Dwarves, High Elves, Beastmen, Tzeentch, Greenskins, Nurgle, Skaven, Empire, Vampire Coast, Cathay, Slaanesh, Empire, Cathay again. Whoops. I think I played Empire twice too, yeah. Demons of Chaos, Betonia, Dark Elves, Lizardmen, Khorne, Wood Elves, Vampire Counts, and Vampire Counts again. So I'm missing Ogre Kingdoms. I'm missing, I got all the undeads. Do I have Chaos in there? Am I actually missing Chaos? Am I missing Chaos and Norska? I think I'm missing Chaos and Norska and Ogres. Yeah, I think that's it. I'll not take this Blood Crusher slander. Yeah, I think it's Chaos, Norska, and Ogres. All very strong factions. Dang. Put the Blood Crushers in the bag, bro. As in, like, put them away. Yeah, pack it up. Okay, so that means my next Tryharding stream should go pretty well. Chaos and Norska are some of my best factions. Blood Crushers are peak. Man. Imagine if Khorne had a Seeker. If they had Seeker Cavalry. It's weird. Blood Crushers don't even feel that tanky. It's kind of sad. Okay, let's see. So if I am playing Danican, how would I change my build? I think same build is probably fine, because like 5 Corsairs is just not getting the work done. He's consistently winning the frontline fight though. So what's the best way to win the frontline fight? Horrors, maybe, but the Corsairs will shoot him. Graveguard Great Weapons, maybe, but you're still dealing with Executioners. The damage is really high. And they'll get shot up by something like a Medusa. Is killing the Medusa worth it? at the beginning of the game instead of sniping the Lord. Medusa's 1300. They can get a few shots off while you're sniping them. Other option is the caster. Caster is like 700 gold, so they're guaranteed to come back. And then they'll have all their magic, so that's not really worth it. Medusa, I think you could ignore, but if it's the only unit, it's probably better than hunting the Lord. If the Lord's with the army, then you can snipe him. Graveguard and spell buffs? I can't think of one that'll get the job done. I could try to Buna some of the expensive units. Manfred Buna shenanigans is not bad, but then I'm running Manfred. I don't have a Dragon Lord anymore. And if he does go for a Dragon Lord, then that makes life a lot more awkward. I don't know if I've made Daniken swear off the Dragon Lord. This fight, though, tale as old as time. It's simple undead bullying. So Kislev, the thing that they lack is good frontline infantry. They don't really have a Corsair equivalent. Realistically, the only thing they can do is spam Zargard your way. And their cavalry is even worse. If you think about how their cavalry line up, they just immediately die to the Bunes. They get a case of the Bunes, and they are no more. So this is like your pretty traditional main tide. We got the White Kings. We're going pretty filthy here. But I do want to face Daniken again. So this is where we end up. After I Buna the first few cavalry, the Vargeist gets the job done. Gonna be some horse archers. Not a big deal. I have nothing here that's really worth shooting with them. For I have forsaken the Crypt Horror start, which tends to work very well for me. Man, he's just gonna dodge any and all arrows that come for him. The Jukes. And there's going to be a caster here with Hawks of Mistgun and Hailstorm. Nothing too crazy. That's an elemental bear, though. Okay, alright. We got some spice, people. We got some big spice. So elemental bear is basically saying, I want a value trade, but you're on a timer now. The win condition has changed dramatically. We got some Zargard. Okay, alright. Well, at least I burned a lot of that ammunition. This game just went from kind of boring to very exciting quite quickly, didn't it? Follow the bear! Yeah, I'm dodging that thing. Do not want the bear to begin too much work on me. Dodging in this game is very useful. It goes a very long way. A lot of people underappreciate just how much damage you're saving yourself when you juke. Okay, but the bear, what are we gonna do about it? I'm just gonna ignore it. It does have a big ol' AoE. It's gonna kill a couple Stearnsmen with its breath attack, but that actually did not have a lot of damage in it. We're gonna see some Watchmen of the Night, and that is totally fine. If I keep spamming Vargeists, I don't think my opponent will be able to deal with them. I believe the Vargeists to be a little too annoying with their mobility. He's gonna get a little bit more chip damage, but I'm almost all over this point. And I can start maneuvering my way over here. Now, how are you gonna deal with Vargeists? I do wonder. We'll see if he even summons elite cavalry, because you really do need elite cavalry countercharges to deal with this. Yeah, that's not looking too good. Vargeist kind of chilling. He did redirect his fire onto him. But how are you going to do against me just not taking a fight? What if I just never fight the bear for the rest of the game? Then what? That's a thing in the woods. That's a Mordheim Bale Fiends. That's relatively expensive. Definitely worth the Buna target. Definitely worth the Buna cast. And I just want to keep the mobility game up. We're very good at that. I'll save up the Scab Scraths. And now he's stuck. Usually you want to go for a side point and then the middle. Because now, whichever direction that bear goes in, it's not really going to work out very well. Skirmishers are not particularly strong. And they're getting out of position, which is letting my bats here get some work done. Should be a pretty good scav draft. Is that a dodge? Was that an intentional dodge? Pretty sick play, if I do say so myself. Does keep those guys alive. What are you gonna do about this? Oh, did not dodge with that thing. Very unfortunate. But I can bully some of these guys. White Kings are just gonna have to run because they will die pretty hard to the bear. Da bear! They just want to play keep away. That should be a good Vargeist fight over in the distance. And we're seeing some infantry. I think we're just gonna peel off of this point and then loop around, and I should be okay. More Vargeists. Vargeist for life. They'll be great. Yep, and he's forced to disengage from the White Kings. Exactly as planned. Okay, let's see if we can get these guys stabilized. They definitely need it. Yeah, Bear is indecisive. He's trying to figure out where he needs to be. But he can't quite get there. Oh, crap. They don't heal. I forgot. That's the whole point of the Regiment of Renown. Oh, geez. They just ripped off half of that heal. It's fine. It's not much more than fire damage. That is hilarious, though. Okay, the back and forth dancing continues. Dang, man. Yo, wild play, wild play. Okay, and then I just need to play keep away. Do not let the bear do its thing. Let's just keep up the mobility strength. I can push these archers too. That should be pretty chill. And if he summons cavalry, I can deal with them. These are just a sword variant. Not particularly impressive. This should be brutal. Let's heal up those Vargeist properly this time. And then with the bear off the point, I might be able to steal this if I'm lucky. But yeah, that's going to be a bunch of dead archers. Very nice. I don't want to waste a scab scrath. Okay, can I get this point though? I don't want to overstay my welcome. I just want to be there long enough to... Okay, no, he's back on the point. We're going to back it up. The dance continues. At least this fight's good. All my Vargeist heal by fighting here. And because most of the strength is all the way in the distance, I can start bullying the ranged. At least that's a plan. Manfred gets magic for staying in combat, which is very nice. Big route. Okay, nice. And they decide not to push off this point because they are once again worried that I am going to get the bullying done here. I will say it is a little awkward getting all my units into position and dealing with all the ice guard and the like. This is nice. The sword variant shouldn't be able to get too much done here. A triple Vargeist charge will definitely get some big damage. And that is a winged lancer that arrives. Not particularly scary though. I'll leave these skeletons in the fight. This is a perfect scab scrath target. Deleting those halberds over there. Chunky Miska though. Good job bullying my Vargeist. And I still have to be quite careful. I have to make sure I don't run out of units. But the trading is going nice and slowly. So I think I'll be okay. I'll just save up for my next big spell against the cavalry. We'll just flee the Watchmen. I don't really want to deal with them right now. I want to rear charge these guys instead.
One of your units has been
Okay, how's the bear doing? It's kind of struggling just killing off the one skeleton, so I think I'm okay. And then what are we gonna see summoned here? I suppose they probably have enough money for another cav unit, but if they summon them in, then I'll just kill them. Karen race are all over the backfield. This is funny. I'm playing a more mobile build than the Kislevites. And he's going to try and go for this point, but I don't think he's going to take it. Corpse card is a little too perfect for that situation. In the meantime, all of these units are biting the dust, which gets me a massive value lead. And if I secure this point with the White Kings, he's basically screwed. Though I do have to defend this from that one horse archer, but at the end of the day, it's just one horse archer. I should be fine. Capture point is slowly being secured. Gotta defend this one too. This fight is going okay for me, at least. How about over here? We're doing great. Yeah, I just have to relocate over here and clean up everything in the local area, and I should be okay. White Kings will take a bit of damage, but that Scabscrath, that glorious, glorious Scabscrath, getting the work done. I should be able to secure this point too, and that's the win condition. That is a Winged Lancer, and I have a Buna. The bane of Kislev is the Buna action. It is simply too annoying to deal with. Am I gonna get this? Is he gonna get it? Oh crap, there's a Buna. He got it. It's fine though. I definitely get this point. And I'm definitely gonna get this one back in a second. So I think we're still fine. A little awkward, would have loved to have held the point, but this is still perfect. I just need to not throw my lord or something crazy like that. But no one in their right mind would ever play extremely risky when they have this much of a lead. That would be silly even. That would be truly one of the greatest misplays of all time. And we're better than that. So I'm feeling pretty good about my odds here. I just need to actually secure this point on the far side. Maintaining the double cap is the most important thing. I guess if I get this one, I'll be okay. Though they did actually secure this one. I guess the middle is not dying though. Yeah, I'll be fine. At the end of the day, this bear has actually pretty decent value, but not enough to crush it, right? And it's gonna take way too long to deal with this area now. This point is being secured. Ain't no way, man. Ain't no way they're coming back. Any cav summon is getting bunad. Whew. There you go, big route. Yo, I hate how loud this ability is, by the way. On the Mordheim dudes. It's a very loud ability. But alright, let's get that Winged Lancer dead. We got this flank point secured. We got this one secured. That's a triple cap. That basically spells doom for the Kislevites. The White King's still alive. White Kings is still alive. Can I stall the cap? Stop the cap. Stop the cap. He barely gets it. Slight misplay on my end. I could have stayed on the point a bit better, but this is now definitely over. With pure infantry, I think we already have a value lead. So as long as I just trade my units normally, we're good. I have enough magic for a Buna eventually, in case we do get to a hyper late game. And they're going to spend so much time securing this point that I'll be able to steal the middle and they'll once again be triple capped. At the end of the day, this is just an atrocious matchup, by the way. I don't even know if the Elemental Bear can do much if I just decide to fight it. Let's kill Castalton first, though. Let's get all the infantry on top of it. I know Crypt Horrors will probably get it done. Zombie Tide, go! Yeah, dude, the Elemental Bear, you know, I was kind of fearing it, but now that I'm fighting it, it's not actually that scary. The thing is not doing that much, is it? It's kind of just dying. That is sad, man. Yo, how cheap do you guys think the Elemental Bear has to be before it becomes viable? How cheap? In domination? Yo, imagine a 1500 gold Elemental Bear ROR. That would actually be kind of insane. Ooh, and I barely have capture weight with these horrors. That's rough. So that corpse cart. 1,800. I think at a certain price point, the unit just becomes too expensive. Even if it'll like technically pay for itself. To actually be worth it, they need to basically be a unit that you just can't afford to fight whatsoever. The elemental bearers. Whoa, Castalton. Okay, Castalton got that armor piercing damage. Gotta make sure we don't accidentally throw the game here. I'll just kill off another wing lancer. Look, at the end of the day, elemental bear is gonna die. Castalton almost killed my lord, though. That was kind of terrifying. But Manny lives. Whoop. All right. Don't want to get. Oh, the debate. The caster got off the point. And he gets it. It's fine, though. I can totally hold on to this one forever. Elemental bear still trying to kill the Vikings. The Buna was good. Is that caster trying to fight Manfred? You think you can fight Manfred? Maybe. He's quite low. Consultant definitely worked him pretty hard. Dude, Elemental Bear still lost to the Double White King. That's so sad. That's so sad, man. Elemental Bear did not deserve that. Oh yeah, Manfred has heals. Huzzah. There goes Castalton too. At the end of the day, we've just been up trading. And that's gonna be game. Question is, who am I facing next? Is it gonna be Danican? Regardless, it's Dark Elves. Either way, I should have a build that can beat Dark Elves. I don't know how I feel about Manfred as an option there. Not having a dragon is a pretty big deficit, I feel. GG, well played. No, and done. Alright. Would Elemental Beast be better? It would be not bad, but it would die really quickly to Manfred and the White Kings. Oh, it is Danican. The rematch. Bear paid for itself. Ice Guard did not. The downside of having a big single entity monster is that everything else does worse in your entire army. GG. Alright, Danican. Face me. In the finals, we face the grandest opponents. The best Dark Elf player in the world, for sure. And the map is Imperial Ambush. Remember, you want to get your replays in before the end of the stream, and then I'll let Storm know to go ahead and do the raffles. A Danican, what in the world are you going to be doing? This should be pretty interesting, I feel. The map is kind of big. Reinforcement points afar. I'm not the biggest fan of this map, I'm not gonna lie. Let's see here. There's not a lot of places. Well, actually, the Lord could definitely hide way in the trees. And it would just not be worth to get him killed. Unless he goes for a Dragon Lord. You're so bad at playing it? It's a difficult game. Not impossible, but difficult. You lose on turn 15 or 20 on hard difficulty. If you're playing campaigns, the biggest thing you need to do is scale into a Doom stack as fast as possible. So all your money needs to be poured into one army, and you basically have to power level them. Get your magic in there. And then once you have that army, that's your anchor. Because one strong army will pay for itself just by fighting battles. Now, depending on which faction you're playing, the way to get there will be different. But that's the gist of it. Flock spam? Think I could just flock of doom them to death? That's not terrible. Just value trade is fools. It's not the worst. I can do this if he does have a flying lord. Ooh, okay, all right. Definitely nifty. So I like that. The healing corpse cards work really well versus the Corsairs, but I needed some way to win against his infantry grind. Right, Danakan had a pretty nasty infantry grind. Thank you very much, no problem. Let's see here. Okay. Kind of a weird start, but not bad. Mourngul's any good versus Dark Elves? Can't take them. Campaign exclusive unit, unfortunately. I'm gonna try this. It's slightly different. It's still basically the same idea, but it just makes me feel a little bit more comfortable. I thought the infantry spam would be the solution to Danakan's elite units, because by the time they cleave through all my infantry, I've already cleaned up his cavalry. But he's playing quite tight with his cav and keeping them really safe, which is making my life a little bit harder. I wonder if we'll see like a big Malekith or what. The Flying Lord is definitely very sketchy with Gaze of Nagash running around. It's good to just have Gaze of Nagash for the sniping capabilities. He has to also be wary of just being rushed down completely. But I really just need something that can win that infantry fight. Alternatively, I could just slowly tip the tide in my favor on the infantry fight. I don't even know if I like this option more or less. Medusa last time did not feel very impactful. So there is that. Let's see. What do I want? Do I want the Mortis engine in reserve? A Mortis engine can get so much work done, but it is a huge target for his shooting. And I guarantee you he's going to get a lot of... He's gonna get a lot of Corsair ammunition conservation going. Let's try this. Gotta lock in. At the end of the day, this matchup is still fairly favored, but it's gonna come down to how the engagements go. I need to get some 6 spell casting off this game. I'm trying something slightly different. So I have anti-air capabilities. I have Storm of the Night. I got my Lord here. We got the usual wall of dead units. The usual Vargeist. Except this time I also have a Crypt Horror. We have our corpse carts over here. The map is slightly unfavorable though. It's a little big. It's a little big. That's fine though. Here's the idea. If I can get enough Flocks of Doom on his infantry, There's not a whole lot the guy can do. He does go for the Malekith action again, which will make his army quite a bit smaller. But yeah, this ain't too bad. I think my lord should still be able to tussle against Malekith, but he should not stay in prolonged combat. Malekith has the better stats. He's gone for the Scourge Runner kite. Okay, that's pretty wild. So thankfully I have a lot of infantry here to play the usual man-tide shenanigans. I can't be so aggressive versus the Scourge Runners though. He has some Cold One Knights. This is a weird one. Okay. So how do you deal with the Scourge Runners? They can do pretty good versus infantry, and you need the monstrous units to block for them. But the monstrous units get shot by the Scourge Runners. It's kind of painful. At the end of the day, they don't have that much ammunition. That is a plus. No Gaze of Nagash, though, to get the bullying action on. I could fight here, but the reinforcement point is to his advantage. He gets Executioners. A nasty old unit. But not the end of the world either. I think if I just get Karen rates here, I'll be okay. The Executioners are not too crazy here. And if I can get a Flock of Doom on his infantry, that'd be glorious. I'm gonna see what we can get done. Will he split against it? Only one way to find out. It's a very tight situation. I don't know if he'll get into position for that. No burning heads though is nice. I do appreciate that. The Jukes. The Jukes is strong. He's gonna see that I want to set up for a breath attack. Yeah. Alright, no point going there. Let's just check out a Storm of Night. Slow down the Malekith so he's not too problematic. Dodge with the Lord a little bit. And enjoy my capture points. That should be pretty decent. Lord is gonna juke just by the nature of charge animations. And hopefully kill a couple chariots while he's at it. Malekith is a little slow. Unfortunately, the damage is a little brutal, but he can still dodge fairly well. And he can heal himself back up. So I'm not too worried. So the question is, what are you gonna do now, Danakan? He's gonna summon some mobility. I'm gonna summon my own mobility. I think we can jump them. Those guys are not too scary. Okay, that hits a few units. It's not the end of the world. I'm gonna see if I can run these guys down. He might try using his Scourge Runners here to save them. We'll see. He's gotten a little bit of damage, but the ticket race is not too bad for me. And if I keep chasing these guys off, I'd say that's fairly comfortable. I just need to be a little careful about the Scourge Runners. But so far the stalling is going okay. Both sides are going to summon a lot of units though. That is probably the scariest part. I can start positioning here though, a little bit more centrally focused. Gonna get that Ice Blast ability on my guys, but not too much damage, thankfully. Gonna juke with the Lord. Keep dodging. And this is mostly about denying the Scourge Runner value. I have to get the Scourge Runners to basically do nothing here. If they get too much value, it's just really bad. Oh, geez, that's a Malekith. He gets a little bit of a nibble on me. Just a bit, though. Let's get that on him. Should be able to get a charge in. Unfortunately for me, my guys are taking a bit of deeps. Because of the Dark Riders are actually getting a lot of damage. But Malekith is... he got charged. Kind of hurts him. My Lord's gonna need a disengage though. Thankfully, we dodge most of the Scourge Runners at least. And the Cold One Knights I'll just keep away from. Definitely an attrition game. Very heavy attrition game. He's running out of the ammunition though. We're gonna have another Vargeist. Gonna be able to heal up my Lord a bit more. Maybe near the corpse carts. As he continues to chase him down. I'll just keep spamming single heals. That's okay. We'll see what damage I can get done. Maybe I can bully the Cold One Knights if I'm lucky. Unfortunately, he's out of Flock of Doom range. That would have been real cool to get. But it's not exactly a necessity. This should be pretty okay Flock of Doom target. Then I think I can commit my flyers here. Gonna send a couple units onto the far side. No, that's a bad idea. Can't afford to stay there. But I should be able to shut down his backline forces. It's just a little bit of a rout. I think the Vargolfs should be able to win this pretty well. Or at least push them back. We'll see though. They got pretty decent damage off the get-go. But it's not amazing. Value trading's horrendous for me too, actually. That's pretty rough. He gets another pretty nasty storm, pretty nasty soul stealer. But my lord does live. Just let him take off into the air. Gonna chuck a Flock of Doom over there. And then we're gonna hopefully get a nasty breath attack on them. I think I should be going for this point. Because I'm down trading. I need to play for the value. Oh, crap. Gotta keep him alive, though. Here's the thing. I just have a lot of dead units. And most of his value is not in particularly useful stuff. Crypt Horrors are king in this situation. So as long as I don't die to these guys over here, I think I'll be relatively okay. I will say those chariots have gone a lot of damage, but it's not the end of the world. Let's see if my lord can get a bit of work done. I am like so down on value, but I think if my lord can get enough work, it's not too bad. I don't know how well the executioners will do in this situation. I just have to be very careful about Malekith. And I have to be very careful with my lord. He's certainly getting a lot of damage, and I can try to get some dogs in the backfield to bully his dudes. A couple witch elves shouldn't be able to win this too well, I think. There's his passive trigger. Not the best passive trigger in the world. Could be slightly better, but it's still gonna be pretty nasty. Yeah, he's just gonna summon cavalry to counter. Here's the thing though, I have a pretty nice breath attack lined up. Pretty good, pretty good. That's big deeps. I needed that. But am I gonna lose this point? I feel like I'm gonna lose this point. It doesn't look good. I have the triple cap. Those chariots are a menace. Truly. And yeah, I think I'm losing this point, bro. How are the horrors doing? Horrors are doing okay, I guess. Dude, the executioners though are a menace. And the chariots are kind of cooking, I'm not gonna lie. Is he really gonna beat me with chariots? The Scourge running chariots? Okay, I still have a Hail Mary. He just summoned infantry. Dude, he just went traditional kite. He just went traditional kite. I was thinking it would take too long to kill everything, but these guys got mega value. Ah, crap. Alright. What's my Hail Mary? I don't even win on a one cap right now. I think Malekith is about to blitz my face into oblivion. Oh, no. No. Yeah, there they go. Is there any way I can pull this back, people? I think the guy's done did it. I think he done diddled. Unless I can get some sick plays here. Those chariots ended up being the solution, which is crazy. I thought my, yeah, he just went full on, like, skirmish mode. I don't even know if a normal Mantide build works here. The full desummon, kind of wild. Okay, well, I'm gonna try and retake this point.
Has been destroyed.
Dude, I'm not killing Malekith, though. I guess maybe if I had the Gaze of Nagash, I could have killed Malekith. I was thinking this guy would be sick anti-air because he has the Storm of the Night, but it was not nearly as good. Brutal. That Scourge Runner D-summon's gonna be the end of me too. So I basically have no units. He has Malekith.
Has been destroyed.
I think we're just processing the loss at this point. Dang, man. So Executioners, a million Scourge Runners, man. And then the Malekith. That is a tricksy composition to go up against. I was thinking of going for like a Ghost Rush too, but I don't think a Ghost Rush would be able to win it either. I think it just might be a little too much. I think you would really need to go full on Mantide to beat it. And even then, I would say it's a little sketchy, especially on a map like this. These points are actually very far. Is there anything I can do?
One of your units
So
has
I get the
been
capture
destroyed.
point, but I need a second point to win it. How much does he have left? If Malekith overchases, maybe? He doesn't have the Scourge Runners, at least. And the Executioners are a little out of position. I'm gonna try and make one last play, but I'm pretty sure this ends with the Soul Stealer on my Lord, and then it's over. We'll see, though. Executioners being far away is gonna help me out very slightly. My Lord is low. Extremely so. Man, that crossbow unit in the back was actually insane. It amps up the kite so it's strong enough. Okay, he has more Cold One Knights. Yeah, these guys got way too much value. Didn't even get that much value. What happened? These guys? Yeah, they got a lot of value. Combined, they did great. I think I didn't have a great Vargulf charge either. That might have been what did me in. This is my super brutalized Lord here, just doing his best. Maybe I can rotate here and kill off some Executioners. If I fake rotate and then I go for this, can I get it done? Dude, he has so many units. Another Dark Rider. That's just the nature of having that little value lead. I'm gonna see if I can get these Executioners, because I kind of have to make a play. Let's pull these guys back. He wants the Soul Stealer. He's been grinding my Lord down like no one's business. Okay, this is a bit of a tussle. Let's distraction zombie him. Let's see if I can get that Flock of Doom off. Nice, we barely hit everything. Come on. Oh, nah, dude. Without the Malekith kill, there's another Cold One Rider. All right, GG. GG, well played. Danakan wins.
There is only defeat.
Dude. Oh, man. He won the 3. The best of 3. Yo. I feel like if I had the old build and Malekith wasn't much of a problem, maybe it would go well. Oh crap, I forgot to check value. I forgot to check value because I really want to test this. No, don't send me back in there, game. I must know. Can you kill Scourge Runners with Gaze of Nagash? Because the Scourge Runners there were an absolute freaking menace. I will say the map was very good. Vampire counts. Put him on a Hellsteed. Get the Gaze of Nagash going. Okay, I gotta know. If I overcast it, does it do it? Because in that case, you should just always run Gaze of Nagash. You play Warhammer Dark Omen? I do not. I actually have not heard of it, or if I did, I forgot about it. We will be going over replays now, by the way. All right, let me see this. How does it do? 15 Winds of Magic. Half HP. You'd be spending 30 Winds of Magic for a 1,000 gold unit. It's not worth. He might as well just desummon it. and resummon, and then I'm down on value. Do the Scourge Runners just crush it? Maybe if I go absolutely full main tide, it'll work. Maybe just understand vampire counts really well. The Berserk understands vampire counts really well. Daniken understands dark elves really well. I still think it was a good showing because we did make Daniken bleed at least. But yeah, Scourge Runners and the Dark Riders. I think the way that vampire counts could win that though is if they go full main tide with like a super cheapo lord and then they're spamming Raise Dead. Ooh, but then no, then you still have to deal with executioners, man. You still have to deal with executioners. That's actually a wild. It's actually kind of wild. If you can't kill the executioners, you're dead. Everything that can kill them is large. The only thing that I could see maybe doing okay is if you go like absolutely stock standard vampire counts with the mass crypt horrors, because they don't die that quickly to the Scourge Runners. So they should be able to burn a lot of their ammunition. And then you just go like mega main tide. And you stop them from killing you in time. Because it's just too much. And then your lord has to be ultra cheap. Very, very sketchy though. Let's see here. But yeah, let's go into the replays. Let's go ahead and get them done. Replays. Also, dang, 27 players today. Let's pick, let's take a look at a game from Yoasto. Nurgle versus Betonia. Okay, this should be interesting. Oh, man. At least I don't feel as bad about losing to Daniken there, because that build is actually really new. Oh, this is a wild match. Okay. Graveguard Halberds. No, that wouldn't work out very well. You're taking a lot of shooting damage. I think if you just go full main tide, that's gonna be your best bet. Full main tide and you have a good enough map, you're fine. But that is a tricky build. That is a very tricky build. Because it's quite good at infantry clearing. I do think a full main tide, though, on a tighter map is going to be way more rough, though. I will say the executioners is crazy, however. What a wild tech. I've always been kind of a Corsair guy. But yeah, man. Crazy. Alright, let's take a look at this game. No more vampire counts, at least. We got a Noxbringer, we got a Nurgle super wide build against a Betonia cavalry. So let's talk about win conditions. Nurgle's trying to win by tickets. Betonia is trying to uptrade. Oh, this is Pope Patty, I just noticed. Betonia is trying to just get as much uptrading as possible. So you gotta weigh the tickets you gain. Because if you look at Betonia, they're just gonna start deleting individual units. So even though, yes, you might be able to like start contesting this point, is it really worth it when you lose the Marauders? That's probably the sketchiest part. Noxbringer is good against the Green Knight though. And the Lord is just hiding. So this guy's a little out of position. He should be with the Noxbringer for sure. And generally speaking, I would say this build's a little too wide. Double White Kings. Double White Kings not bad. Though they don't kill much against that chariot build. I guess they are still single entities.
You have the foe's victory point.
Let's take a look. Yeah. So usually with Nurgle, you want to have your infantry supporting each other to stop these guys from getting mega value. It's going to be a little bit of bullying. A little bit of pull away, but this is very rough. I still kind of wonder how they'll do, though. This might just be Pope Patty just annihilating Uesto, but, you know, this is kind of nice. Infantry capturing points, but staying safe because the cavalry's a little further away. The Fury Summon is not bad because it can deal with the Blessed Field Trebuchets, or at least kite away the Mounted Yeoman. Yeah, yo, the announcer's great. Love, I wish we'd see more of him in Warhammer 3. Ogres, my lord. But alright. Yeah, Grails are just healing. And you're basically, it's a fight to see if your army gets wiped out by the time the tickets go your way. This is not bad, though. Pestigore is on the point. And they actually overstayed their welcome a little bit, the Grail Guardians. But losing the Noxbringer is rough. That's actually a rather large source of damage on the Grail Knights. If you leave it on top of your infantry, it'll be a lot better. Fun fact, it can even shoot while it is camping on top of infantry, thus keeping it safe. Comet drops too. Yeah, this is just gonna be rough. So, rule of thumb, if you're up against a vastly more mobile army, unless your vampire counts, you gotta go for 1 point first. And then you slowly push out to the next point. If you go for all three at the same time, you leave yourself extremely open. And the trading is hurting because of that. That's basically the main gist of this. So we'll probably go quickly into another game after. I will see if we can find another replay. But this one was basically ended by going too wide. It is enough, you know, going max width. It is enough to get you about 700 tickets. But that's just not going to be enough. And it might feel like you're halfway there.
One of your units has been destroyed.
It might feel like you're halfway there, when in reality, because you're double capped and you're on 1 point left, it's actually closer to like a quarter of the way there. And playing tight and making sure that you can stall for time cost efficiently is the way to go. Let's go to let's check out another game. Yeah, now they're completely wiped, so we'll quit this replay. Let's see this one. So this is Empire versus Nurgle. We got Verns in here. Okay, and it's Uesto. So Empire versus Nurgle. So this should actually be a little bit more interesting. So we saw kind of how like Bretonia could use mobility to spread, to pick and choose their targets to kill. This is not a terrible Nurgle build, but you have to be very careful with the piloting. Tournament Tryharding Vampires counts take 3. I don't think I'll do a take 3. I think we kind of showed that they can tussle. It just comes down to the build and the metagaming and the mind games.
We have a victory point.
So Empire does good, capturing all the points at the same time. I do like how this is more of a consolidated formation along the sides. It's the same map actually. But this one is definitely much on the Empire to get the work done. So unlike Bretonia, who can cycle charge with the cavalry, they're using guns which are blocked easily by shields. That makes it a little rough. Grenade launchers add a little bit of depth. They can definitely get some good damage in. And this is probably your key target to shut down as Nurgle. You can use your Lord to bully them. You can maybe use your Furies. But the best option is definitely the Noxbringer. So the Noxbringer basically wants to shadow these guys. Wherever they go, the Noxbringer goes. And if they go this way, the Noxbringer doesn't attack into them to chase. They just need to always go parallel with them. And that way, you can keep pressuring them. And life works out. By hitting the War Wagons, it's not nearly as good. Fun fact about that spell, by the way. Rancid Visitations, or I mean, Stream of Corruption. It only does damage to a lot of infantry. I would not cast it on the chariots. It basically does no damage. It actually does tens of damage when you cast it there. So a little bit of a misplay. You save it for the infantry, especially in the late game. A lot of people are afraid of just leaving their magic lying around. But in the late game, if you spam overcast there, it'll help you clear the Empire capture weight. As for Empire, they're doing pretty good. They're picking their fights. They're not overcommitting anywhere. I do think they could commit a little bit harder on one location, kind of like we saw with the Bretonnian game. There we go. And really secure this point, because that buys them a lot more time. But it's not too bad. Engineers could be slightly more aggressive to bully the Noxbringer 2 or keep shooting the Lord. But this is pretty standard Empire fare. You can also use your chariots to cycle charge the Marauders and the Plague Bearers. All of that is smart. And it's just ways to speed up the value trading. Like I said, it's a race, essentially. So it's all about squeezing out as much speed of clearing as you possibly can. Like dodging the Noxbringer shots. What I like to do is I park my camera directly above the Noxbringer, so you can see exactly where it's shooting. And you can still get a good view of your entire army. So you just select and then you dodge as needed. Still though, this is going very well for Empire. The fact that they barely held this point is amazing for them. But Nurgle's not doing too bad themselves. They're actually buying themselves quite a bit of time. Yeah, Verns, it's you. I think you're playing this one better than the Nurgle player. Though some Nurgle builds can actually stall for quite a bit of time. Honestly, if these grenade launchers didn't get so much value, I think this would be a much better situation. Could have had like 3 extra Marauders worth of value if this Noxbringer stalled these guys correctly. And actually, I would say this guy's playing way too defensive. Now that I'm looking at it, the Noxbringer is really far back. That will decrease his accuracy. Generally speaking, the Noxbringer doesn't have to worry about the engineers too much if you kind of dodge in circles with them and then shoot while they're reloading. By positioning this far, even slight movements are going to cause dodges. And you can see just like that, the Empire Knights dodge and then they walk into the AoE. A slight misplay, but those are vortexes that do damage. Still though, it's a rough time for the Noxbringer, and they could be squeezing out a lot more value. And that's kind of what this matchup is like. This is, once again, not useful versus the engineers. You can see no damage. This is definitely a battle of both players just trying to grab tiny sections off of each other. There's not really going to be one giant master play that wins this. It's all about who can get the most tiny value trades. Like the Noxbringer hitting the cavalry on the infantry there is nice. Slight amounts of skirmishing. Although I will say this might be a sick play. Even though it's much less likely, I guess it can still happen. Using the chariots and the engineers to snipe this Noxbringer could get a lot of work done. Maybe even a Chaos Lord on top of that. That would definitely set Nurgle back quite a bit. And it's looking pretty rough. Yeah, I think they're set up to just get murdered. Honestly, the Empire side is not too bad outside of a few misplays. If I was the Nurgle side, you basically only have a couple options here. On a map this big, it's not too great. Actually, on a map this big, this is pretty rough. But, yeah, for Empire, I would say... Wait, no. For Nurgle, I would say... Probably you just want to play closer around the Noxbringer. And maybe build up. If you really want to stress the Empire's ability to do damage. Because once again, we're running into a situation where you get army wiped. Oh, Mercy the Man, thank you very much for the raid. I was actually just about to end the stream. But happy to have you guys here. We're just covering some strategies for people that are going into multiplayer. For Nurgle, it's a lot more complicated because Empire is just here trying to trade. How do you mitigate the trading damage? Well, obviously, the wider you go, the more quickly you die. So why not just camp on one point for a little while? The Noxbringer can be positioned here and just shoot at the Outrider grenade launchers. And what your opponent might end up doing is they just like retreat. They're like, hell yeah, I got 2 points. I don't need to worry about... Also, they forgot to take this one. But they might just retreat and say, I don't need to worry about the points. and your army gets larger and larger and larger over time. Then, when your opponent hits 500 tickets, you can then start to spread out and start losing on army value. Even though it'll be pretty rough, you're not going to be nearly as punished because your army's just larger and more able to control multiple points at the same time. That's very good for Nurgle. Let's see here. I had a thought. Thought is gone. But yeah, once your army gets larger, then you can control 2 points. If you push out at 500 tickets for your opponent, they won't be able to stay on 1 point long enough to win the game. And because there's a lot more units that need to be microed everywhere, they might not be as optimal with their damage. And the hope is you manage to hold on to both of these points just long enough so that the ticket win condition doesn't, so that the ticket win condition goes to you. And maybe your opponent gets desperate, they have to charge onto the point where you win in melee fights, and they lose all their units and victory is yours. That's essentially what you want to do. It's better done, obviously, on maps that are not so big. This map is kind of enormous. But it's a playstyle that works. Wish War Wagons got some nerfs. Seems to be in every game in large quantities. Honestly, they're not the craziest. In fact, I think on some maps, people say Nurgle is favored into Empire because they can contest all the points at the same time and then push into the Empire backfield. This map is about as disfavored as it gets. But I will agree War Wagons are pretty strong. If you did nerf them, though, you'd have to rebalance Empire's other strategies. Because you do the same as Vampire counts instead of Nurgle? Yep. Basically, any kind of very infantry-focused stalling strategy. Depending on the map. But most of them will try to go for 1 point and then spread out. In my games against Danican, I didn't go for the 1 point. And that's because my army wasn't fully suited to dealing with that. It had a few too many Vargeists and things that were just getting traded into, which was a little too painful for me. So knowing that I would lose, I decided to spread out. But generally speaking, your initial game plan is to go for one and then go for the other at the 500 mark and just never let go. That's about as good as it gets. Gonna see a Reichsguard charge here too. If you are Empire and the tickets are getting a little close, you should definitely use your War Wagons to capture the points. And Nurgle is making it pretty difficult. You see they're using the horsemen here to secure this, and they actually have a lot of money. They could overwhelm this point, which leaves Empire with an option. Do you go and try and get your third point as soon as possible, or do you defend what you have? Rule of thumb, defend what you have, almost always, because the faction that you're playing against is specialized for stealing points, so naturally it'll take you longer to secure this one than it does for them to steal this one. And that can put you very far behind, especially in a situation where you're not really rushed on tickets. Much better to play defensively. Beautiful Mercurially shots, by the way. These engineers have been getting insane work in. Let's take a look-see. 1,600 and 1,800. Yeah. Very nice play from the Empire side. Honestly, Nurgle didn't do too bad. They were at like 940 tickets. I think with good enough Noxbringer play, they should do well. And actually, the Noxbringer is the de facto unit that makes Nurgle a competitive faction at all. If you really optimize its shots on these grenade launchers, there's almost nothing Empire can do. Maybe they can use their War Wagons to poke your shielded front line, but that's really low damage. It's glorious. At this point, there's not much left. Infantry are going to try and make their way to the points. But you can see these Hail Marys don't do very well. And that's kind of the rule of thumb. If you do get army wiped, it doesn't matter how close your tickets are. It'll be basically impossible to get back any of the points. And this is why usually when you play domination, You gotta focus on the value trading first and foremost. Good stuff though. GG. Well played to Verns. I will say Uesto's playing on hard mode by playing Nurgle. But nice to see them going for it. I think the build is actually pretty solid. Not a lot of complaints. If you do want to go for a full main-tide stall style, it would be good to try and fit in some Pestigors in here, if at all possible. I don't think Kaizek really does much in this situation, so you can fill it with Pestigors, and then once they leave one of the points open, you can summon them in and quickly steal points. Do you always want War Wagons as Empire into Nurgle? It kind of depends on the map, but War Wagons are definitely up there in terms of how good they are. Should I, as Nurgle, try to stay on 2 points after 500 tickets, or try all 3? That one, it kind of depends. 2 points is not bad, though. It really depends on how much punishing power your opponent has. So a build like this, if you stay on 2 points and you cover your flanks, that's the big thing. Will your flanks being unsecure give you trouble? So because there's so much cavalry and you need the grenade launcher shut down by the Noxbringer, you can really only control 2 points before they can really start abusing you. If instead, let's say you're playing vampire counts and there's a bunch of infantry, your flanks don't matter as much, and it's better to spread out on all 3 points. It really depends on the speed, and that's a common theme. The slower you are, the tighter your formation. The slower you are compared to your enemy, and the faster you are, the more you want to spread out. So if it's infantry v infantry, totally spread out. That way, if you can secure all 3 points, your opponent has less time to clean your army up. But all right, there we go. I'ma call it for today. It was fun. Beat Danican once, lost to him twice, but a solid vampire count showcase. I think between the 2 days we saw a lot of playstyles with them. Very, very fun. And fingers crossed, if I face them in Warhammer League, we'll be able to come back. I think that's it for me though. I'm a dip. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Shout out to these wonderful people: Michael, Phillip, Miss New Booty, Clint, Caculandia, Benjo, Obese Chicken, Pisana the Duck, Naldor, and John Brothers. I will get this list updated as I do every month to include all the new members or Patreon supporters we may have. But yeah, that should be it. See you.